Hi everyone, welcome back to this series of completing Power BI full-fledged course in 30 days. In this is the day 2. In this video I am going to show you what is Power Query and we'll transform the data. There are different types of data types that we will look into and how we can transform and change our data. So let's get started. In the previous video I have loaded the data which is customer geography, item sales. If you didn't know what we have done, then you can check out the previous video. You will get more clarity about it. So to go to the Power Query, we'll go to the transform data tab over here. What Power Query is that it is a platform in which we'll transforming our data. We gonna edit it. If there are some anomalies, we can delete the table, delete the column that we don't want, add a column that we want, or do some kind of uh, changes in the query in the tables that we have loaded. So once we have got into the Power Query editor, you will see an interface like this. There are different kinds of transformation options that are present. We'll get look into these one by one. There are different tabs like transform tabs if you want to add a column, if you want to see what kind of data we have, the tools we have. Then this is the help center of Power BI. So let's get started with the home tab, in which you have an option of close and apply. Once you have done all the transformation, you can directly click on this and it will be applied on our Power BI desktop. Next we have new source. If you want to add a source or you want to get the data from anywhere else, you can click on this new source and select the source that you want. The recent resources will have all the resources that you have accessed recently. Enter data, we can manually enter the tables or the data we want. Data source setting includes all the settings that we want to change in the data source. Suppose we want to change the data of change the source of our data, you can click on change source and edit permissions. If you want to edit the permission, you can clear the permissions. There are two types of permission present over here: data source and current file, and global permission that applies to all of the Power BI files that we have. Next we will talk about manage parameter in the next upcoming videos. Then we have refresh preview. This work as a refreshing of our data. Uh, you can click on this. You can either refresh the tables that we have, or we can refresh all of the tables in our Power Query. The advanced editor will show all the steps that we have taken to transform our data. Like in this particular file, I have get the source from my Excel file, then it has promoted headers and changed the data types of these. So here are the applied steps that have been performed while loading the data. That has automatically performed. I didn't do anything. The Power BI has this kind of smartness that it can perform itself. So once the data is loaded from the source, it is our source, then navigated to the customer table, you can see that there is no header in this column, in this table. The header is promoted in the next step, that we have customer ID, age, city, state, name, etc. And the data type is changed according to the requirements, that Power BI has its own senses that it can detect the data type. If you want to change the data type, like you want to change the customer ID to the string, you can simply click on these and you can select the data type of your own. And either you can click on this, or you can go to the home tab and click on this data type option, and you can select anything you want. Next we have use first row as a header. Suppose I have a table like this. In this table, let's say our header is not correct. I have a header in the second row, so I can just click on use first row as a header, and it will replace the header from the first row. Okay, so if I delete this step, we have this file. I can simply click on use first row as a header. It will change the header of this sheet, and the data type will be changed accordingly. Next we have a replace value. Suppose I want to replace the customer ID, that is 1, and want to replace it with 0. Let's do it. You have to enter the value to find that you want to replace, and replace it with 0. You can see that our value, that is 1, was replaced with 0. Okay, next we have merge query. The merge query is used as merging the two tables. If you have a knowledge of SQL, you can get a better understanding of this. Merge query depends on the common column, and it will see a key value or primary key that we have, and we can merge two tables according to our needs. Once I click on this merge query option, you have two options, merge query and merge query as new. Okay, if you want to do the transformation in the same file, same sheet, you can click on the merge query. Or you want to, if you want to preserve these files and have the merge query in the new sheet, you can click on the merge query as new. I will click on the merge query as new. I want to merge this query with sales. Let's see if we have a customer ID. Yeah, so we have a matching columns that is present in both of the tables. We have customer ID and customer ID in sales as well. There are different kinds of joins present over here. If you want to get the data from the left table, and the data that is not intersecting with the left table, we can click on the left outer. It will get all from the first and matching from the second. Then we have right outer. That is the vice versa of opposite of left outer, that is if we want all from the second and matching from the first tables. Full outer will have all the data that is present in the left and the right table. Inner is only the matching row, and left empty is rows only in first, and right empty is rows only in second. Let's have the left outer join. The fuzzy matching is something that, suppose I have a column which contains APPLE apple, and the second table contains APPL. So fuzzy matching is something we can match uh, both of these data. We have to consider it as same. If we want to consider it as same, because we have a human brain, we can understand it very easily that these two values are same. So fuzzy matching is like that only. If you want to match the columns according to our need, we can use the fuzzy matching. um, it is showing that selection matches is 6138 tables rows from the first table, that is matching. We will click on this. It will take a while for to load. yeah, we have the row that is merged over here. You can go to the rightmost column and expand the column, and the columns that we want, we can select it over here. So I only want a delivery date and city, quantity and discount percent for each customer. So we can see that delivery date, quantity, and the sales percent, sales discount percent is here. Okay. Next transformation step that we have is append query. The main difference between merge and append is if you want to add a columns in a particular table, then you can use a merge query, and if you want to group these values on the basis of the primary key, you can append the queries. Append will add the more rows in a sheet, and merge will add more columns in one sheet. So let's append customer and the merge one file. Okay, I'll click on this, click on the merge query. I have used merge query because I want to merge this customer and merge one in the same merge one table. So we will select what are the sheet that we want to merge. So I have selected a customer. It will automatically select the primary columns. The append will have if you want to append the two identical tables, then the table should have the same data type of columns and same number of columns. You will see that the extra columns that we have, that is sales delivery date and quantity and other one column, will have the null value in front of the customer. So let's see. So the data is merged right now, and you will see that it is grouped according to the customer ID. Let's select one customer ID. So that's what I'm talking about. There will be a null values that is present over here, because after appending the table that we have added in this, there will be more rows that we have. So after appending all the tables, customer and merge one will have because customer table does not contain sales delivery date, quantity, discount percentage. So in front of these values there will be a null value, because this table does not have sales delivery date, quantity and percentage. So that's the reason. Now let's move on to the split column. The split column will basically split the column into the two parts. Suppose I have this city, and this city column have a delimiter called a dot. So I want to have only Louis with me. I don't want cent. So we can split the column by the delimiter. It will ask the occurrence of the delimiter. There are options like colon, comma, equals to sign. Let's have a space. Sorry, I have clicked on the state column. That's okay. Uh, so if a state contains the two characters, it will be splitted into the two, that you can see that state 1 and state 2, in which if I like I have New Jersey, and which have a space between both of the characters, so it is splitted into the two columns. So that's what split column do. Next we have a group by column. The group by column will group the number of, like I have customer ID, there are two customer ID with the same name. So I want to group this on the basis of customer ID, and the column name will be, and the operation that